No, pan up. Forensic genetic genealogy, a rapidly emerging field and one with lots of potential, but also with lots of risk. Using citizens' DNA for criminal investigations, is this something we can allow to become commonplace? Or is it an invasion of privacy that should be snuffed out before it goes further? More information to come at 2. Forensic genetic genealogy, also known as forensic investigative genealogy, came exploding onto the scene with the arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo, more commonly known as the Golden State Killer. After decades of no leads, investigators decided to play a Hail Mary, and they used DNA samples that had been taken from the scene and uploaded them onto GED Match, a public DNA database. When the DNA sample matched with someone, they did genealogical research to find that person's family and construct a family tree. When they found a person who matched the suspect's description and age, they followed him and were able to extract some DNA from a cup he threw in the trash can, which matched the sample DNA from the crime scenes decades ago. This gave very good evidence that DeAngelo was indeed the Golden State Killer, who had evaded law enforcement for decades. He was eventually caught and put in prison for life. Investigative genetic genealogy, as the name implies, combines the disciplines of both forensic genetics and investigative genealogical methods. Investigators start by taking a DNA sample from a crime scene and creating what is known as a DNA profile. They do this by using what are known as short tandem repeats, or STRs. STRs are variable enough that they are fairly unique among individuals in the population. Once this DNA profile is made, it is uploaded to a DNA database, usually a public one, such as GED Match. When a match is found on the database, the genealogy part begins. Genealogical research is performed in a way that most research is done, which is to say, using publicly available sources and the internet to make a family tree. Just go ahead.
Sad.
They then use the family tree made to match possible suspects to the crime scene. Once a potential suspect has been identified, they must get a DNA sample from them to get a match to the scene sample, however. In the Golden Killer case, this was done by following him and getting a cup that he threw away to get his DNA from his saliva. But there are a bunch of other ways that this can be done. Well, knowing how forensic genetic genealogy works and how it's been used, it's clear why many see the value in this new and upcoming technology. It has the potential to solve decades-long cold cases and give investigators a lead when they desperately need one. However, as with all emerging technologies, there are concerns to be had. The largest concern when it comes to forensic genetic genealogy is the concern over privacy. Genetic information can give away potentially everything about you, and building family trees can expose you and your family members to investigations as well. Some claim this new forensic method is an invasion of privacy and a violation of the Fourth Amendment. There are valid concerns over this privacy, as when people upload their DNA to a database, they likely didn't expect they would be put on law enforcement's radar. But there are obviously two sides to this argument when it comes to forensic genealogy. Are there any ways that these could be unified and solved in a cohesive manner? So, is there a compromise that can be made? It is possible. Many agencies have listened to the concerns over privacy and have set strict rules on how to investigate genealogy procedures. They include things like only being used when other methods have been exhausted, requiring that the DNA profile be uploaded to a public database, and requiring warrants for collecting material from suspects after they've been identified. On the public side, many genealogy databases make sure to include an option to opt out of allowing your DNA to be used by law enforcement. It's clear that there are efforts made on both sides to make use of these technologies without compromising the privacy of individuals. Forensic genetic genealogy has the potential for both great good and great evil. It can provide a lead to cases that have been without one for decades, but also raises questions of privacy. As we move forward, we must keep in mind the valid concerns that have been raised and look for compromises in the future.